Hey, what's up Whovians, and welcome to this brand new Doctor Who video. And in this video I'm going to be counting down my favourite series finales from all the way from 2005 to 2017. Now in this video I'm not going to include the series 4 specials because that to me is not really a season finale. That's just the end of David Tennant's run for me. It's not really a series for me. Even though I do count it as part of series 4. In this video, I'm not. So a good series finale for me is linking the whole series together, the relevance of the story, and pretty much the order of what I want to watch most. So we're going to kick off this list at number 10, and the least favorite that I would like to watch is the series 6 finale, The Wedding of River Song. I mean, series 6 for me is kind of a bust. I don't really like it too much. I mean, there is some good stories in there, but overall I didn't really enjoy it, and The Wedding of River Song for me is probably the weakest, not just in series 6 but of all the series finales. And as you can probably tell, I'm not really the biggest River Song fan, so it just never really piqued my interest. And at number 9, moving on up, I've got the series 10 finale. This actually, for me, it's a 3-part finale. There's one story leads into the other. Word Nothing Time, The Doctor Falls, and Twice Upon a Time. I thought the return of the Mondes and Cybermen were absolutely brilliant. The return of John Sim was just phenomenal. And then in the end of that, you got the return of the first Doctor, the original, you might say. I thought it was cool, but at the same time, the best episode of that was Word Nothing Time. I think the Doctor Falls was lacking a lot, and Twice Upon a Time, it was okay. I just didn't like the way that Stephen Moffat wrote the first Doctor, which I was worried about from the start. I didn't really understand why Stephen Moffat was writing the first Doctor again. And I was right. I don't think he done the first Doctor justice in the writing. David Bradley done a brilliant job being the first Doctor again, but the writing for me again, it wasn't up to par. But still, a good performance by Peter Capaldi. Moving on up and to number 8, I've got the series 9 3-part finale. Yes, it's a 3-part finale for me. It is Face the Raven, Heaven Sent, and Hell Bent. As good as Face the Raven and Heaven Sent were, Hell Bent just kind of lets it down a little bit. You guys know what I mean with that. The Doctor was completely out of character. And I mean, come on, Clara gets her own TARDIS. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Clara fan either, so yeah. Moving on to number 7, and I've got the series 5 finale, The Pandorica Opens and The Big Bang. Yes, okay, River's in this, but this was still when River was kind of tolerable for me. I think it was a cool series finale. Matt Smith done a brilliant job on it, but again, it never really captured my attention as much. And moving on to number 6, I've got the series 8 finale, Dark Water and Death in Heaven. Now this for me has actually moved up the charts because of it makes more sense now that the series 10 finale with John Sim regenerating into Michelle Gomez, it made more sense now, the Cybermen and everything. The only thing I didn't really like in it was when Missy kissed the Doctor. Thinking about it, that's like Roger Delgado kissing John Pertwee. That's like Anthony Ainley kissing Peter Davison. It's like Eric Roberts kissing Paul McGann. It's Derek Jacobi kissing John Hurt. It's John Sim kissing David Tennant is just it had no relevance in it for me. But all in all, a pretty decent story. I didn't really think Danny Pink was that good in it, honestly. Wasted potential again. I mean, come on. To me, it seems like Danny Pink showed more emotion as a Cyberman than he did as a human. So, yeah. Moving on up to number 5, and I've got the Series 2 finale, Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. I think it was a great re-entrance for the Cybermen after the 2-part story early on in the series. And the Daleks and the Cybermen fighting, that was a brilliant idea by Russell. But the ending just kind of dragged a little bit, with Rose leaving and everything. I mean, I'm a huge Rose fan. I do love Rose, but that just kind of dragged on a little bit. But I think Pete and Jackie, done the whole story pretty much good justice. And it was a good end to the Tylers, I think. And moving on to number 4, I've got the Series 4 finale, 3-parter, Turn Left, The Stolen Earth, and Journey's End. Some of you might disagree that it's a 3-parter, but to me it is, because it's one story leading into the next. I love Donna. Donna is my favourite companion. I just think the Daleks were a little bit underused in this. I mean, you got so much going on. You got, Torchwood and Unit, and then Sarah Jane coming in and everything else. Just a lot of it. There was a lot to deal with in that story, and I just think the Daleks and the return of Davros as well. I think they were just kind of pushed aside a little bit. But still, it's a great story. And the ending with Donna is absolutely heartbreaking. And the fact that Rose gets a cloned 10th Doctor as well, that was a little bit weird, but I could see the whole point of it. And moving on to number 3, I've got the Series 1 2-part finale, Bad Wolf and Part of the Ways. Eccleston is, for me, one of the best Doctors that we've had. It was a great way to send off the 9th Doctor, I think. And, of course, the regeneration within the series was pretty cool. Whereas ever since then we've had, the lead up to the 10th Doctor's regeneration, and then the Great Battle, the 11th Doctor's regeneration, and then the 12th Doctor refusing to regenerate, and then it's just, for me, this was probably the best regeneration story that we've had. And I think the return of the Daleks to the new series was absolutely brilliant, and the Dalek Emperor in this. For me, I really like the Dalek Emperor. I think he is my favourite, anyway, monster of the new series. And although I don't see a way for them to rewrite him back into Doctor Who, I wish they would. And I also like the way that it kind of brought Series 1 full circle. And at number 2, I have the Series 7 finale, which to me is a 3-part finale, which is the name of the Doctor, the day of the Doctor, and the time of the Doctor. For me, it's just one continuous story. I know a lot of you out there will disagree with that. Some of you may agree with it, but hey, this is what I think. Even though I'm not the biggest Clara fan, the name of the Doctor I thought was pretty cool, how she jumped into the Doctor's timeline. I don't particularly agree with the fact of her saving every single incarnation of the Doctor, essentially making everything that every other companion has done for the Doctor mute, but hey, what can I say? I still like it. It's still pretty cool. And the Day of the Doctor, of course, multi-Doctor story, the 50th anniversary, great story. The Zygons come back, and then the Time of the Doctor, Trenzalore, I think that was a great story. Although it did just, to me, it seemed like more of a whole series could have been made out of it apart from just one story, but it's still a good story. So that leaves just one, and then number one spot, you probably figured it out. It's the Series 3 finale. Utopia, The Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords. The way they brought the Master back, I thought was absolutely genius. And it kind of brought the Series 3 full circle, with the face of Bo saying, "You're not alone," and then at the end where Captain Jack says he is the face of Bo, and that's a whole different headcanon thing for me, but hey. I think Martha really shines in this. Probably her best performance. And I just love the way that John Sim played the Master. I really do. Just completely psychotic, off the wall, unhinged, reborn Master. I think he played it brilliantly. And the noise in his head, I like how they brought that full circle. As well as having it within the theme tune of Doctor Who. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, those are my favourite series finales. Well, least favourite to favourite. So let me know what yours are in the comments below. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!